Rango was crossing a lonely desert when he found a strange mirror glowing in the sand. When he looked into it, he saw a village one that didn't exist around him, but something told him it wasn't just a reflection. The village inside the mirror was alive with flickering lights and shadows, but there was no sound, no life, just a feeling, cold and crawling, like the place was watching from behind the glass. He blinked, and the village was no longer just in the mirror. It stood behind him, exactly as he saw it, silent, still, waiting, as if it had been pulled from the reflection into reality. The mirrors lining every wall twisted his image. One blinked when he didn't. One moved when he stood still. It wasn't reflection anymore. It was mimicry, alive and wrong. His breath caught when a reflection turned its head to face something behind him. He hadn't moved, but the mirror had. Something else was sharing his soul. A dark figure wandered the village, but only in the glass. No footprints, no shadow. Just a presence seen through puddles and windows, walking toward him from every angle. Each mirror now held a different version of him. One smiled, one wept, one bled. They weren't mirrors anymore. They were prisons holding pieces of his soul. One mirror cracked, and a single drop of blood leaked through the glass. It wasn't his, but he felt the sting. Something inside the mirror had taken part of him. He tried to break one, hoping to escape whatever was watching him, but each shard showed a screaming face, alive and locked behind the glass. The house had no walls, only mirrors on every side. As he stepped in, he realized the room wasn't reflecting him anymore. It was recreating him without flaws, without a soul. The mirrors began screaming, not him, but his reflections. Every surface cried, pleaded, and begged to be let out. He couldn't move, but they did. Behind him, a mirror burst open. A glass hand reached out, fingers clicking like broken bones. It wasn't grabbing him, it was pulling him in. He ran, but his reflection didn't follow. It raced beside him, matching his every move until it grinned and ran faster, as if it wanted to escape before he could. Standing in the center of the path was a small, cracked figure made of mirror shards. It didn't walk, it twitched, and it knew his name. He ducked to hide, but his reflection whispered from the wall beside him. It mouthed words he couldn't hear. Then it smiled and vanished. One mirror showed the village on fire, people trapped, burning, crying, but all around him was silence. The mirrors were showing the past or warning the future. He saw a clock ticking backward in a mirror that didn't exist in the room. Time inside the reflection was reversing. His own past flickered in the glass. His reflection began to thicken, gain weight, presence. Meanwhile, he was turning see-through. The mirror didn't just copy, it replaced. The room was full of mirrors, and none of them showed him alive. Some screamed, others bled. One looked straight at him and mouthed, "I'm still here." At the edge of the village, a giant mirror showed him walking away, free, but he was still trapped. Something had taken his place. The sky above twisted. Crows with mirror wings flew backward, their shadows flying the wrong way. Even the laws of nature were breaking inside this cursed village. He tried to destroy the original mirror, but it pulled itself together. This time, the cracks formed his face. The mirror had accepted him. The village mirrors cracked open, and one by one, versions of him stepped out. Their eyes glowed like embers. They weren't him, but they were what he'd become. He ran for the edge of the village, but the mirrors showed chains wrapping his limbs. In reality, he stumbled. The reflections had begun to control him. A mirror at the center of the square showed his own grave. The date was today. Behind it, the reflection stood, quiet, patient, waiting for him to accept it. Suddenly, all reflections went dark. No more mimicry, just endless black glass that pulled light and breath from the air. The village had decided he belonged now. A final mirror opened not like glass, but like a door to nothing. Inside, his memories floated, cracked and turning to dust. His life was being erased. He dropped to his knees. Every mirror around him now showed nothing, not even him. He no longer existed in their world or this one. Far away, another wanderer found the mirror buried in the sand. It glowed faintly, calling, and deep inside, someone smiled. Inside the mirror, Rango watched the desert fade. His eyes were wide, his mouth silent. He didn't scream, because mirrors don't scream. They reflect what's left behind.